everybody. Welcome to another week of Makers Monday. I am Anastasia Radloff, aka Stampin' Blondie, and I'm really excited to be here with you today to create 3 projects featuring the Reach for the Stars bundle. Now let me just make sure that I am live here on Facebook. I'm also live over on YouTube. So if you're watching, make sure to comment, say hi, let me know where you're joining me from. It's always fun to see everybody hopping on, saying hi, and let me know where you're watching from. That's always fun too. Hi Carol, I hope you had an amazing weekend. I spent some time crafting with my friends. It was amazing. So I had some craft time. I was able to get a bunch of stuff done in the craft room yesterday for some upcoming projects and just a whole weekend of crafting. It was great. So wherever you are, I hope you had a great weekend and you got to do something fun as well. Now, like I said, today I'll be featuring 3 projects from the annual catalog with the Reach for the Stars bundle. This was one of my favorite things to add to my cart when the catalog first debuted. The Designer Series paper, it's bright, it's fun, and is right up my crafting alley with its paired holographic paper. Now, I've been a demonstrator almost 13 years, and I have never seen Stampin' Up! Have holographic paper like this before. So it's really fun to be able to add that to these space-themed projects. Hi, Veronica. Hello, April. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Hello, Nancy. Nancy's watching from Georgia. Hi, Nancy. All right. So let's go ahead and jump in. It looks like I am live over on Facebook and YouTube since I see both of those coming through. I've got a couple quick announcements and then we will jump into our projects here today. So let's swap the camera. Oh, I didn't set it up. There we go. Now we're swapping camera and there. All right, so the first thing I have is our kit collection kits are still on sale. Right now they are 30% off. These are from all of our online kits. Let's get that cord out of the way. And I don't need that anymore. All of our online kits are 30% off right now through the month of August. So our crafting kits from our kits collection, these are an online exclusive item only. These won't be found in any catalog that Stampin' Up! Puts out. The Kits Collection kits range anything from card making kits to home decor. We have a beautiful floral wreath on there and also like planner type of kits as well. Now these are perfect for beginner crafters, those that like to take kits on the go, just any kind of simplified projects. Now I like our Kits Collection kits. I can't speak today. Kits Collection kits. I like these kits for taking them on the go crafting. Sometimes I design a lot of projects each week, and sometimes it's nice to be able to just craft without having to think of projects to design. The kits come with everything you need to create those projects. Some of them include a stamp set, a mini ink pad, and a clear block. Those are for our stamping kits. Our non-stamping kits include pre-printed sentiments, so you don't even have to do any stamping. It is all just adhere and go with your cards. So our kits collection, all of these can be found on our website, stampinup.com, and there is a 30% off for all of our kits collections for the month of August. So that is a great way to be able to get some nice kits for this month. Let's see if I can, nope, okay. All right, next up is my Fun in the Sun promotion. So don't forget, during the month of August, if you would like to place an order, that any of my orders will pertain to the Fun in the Sun promotion. This is something that I am doing myself. This is not through Stampin' Up! For orders that start at $30 and go up from there, You get to choose anything from free embellishments, designer series paper, all the way up to a $40 product credit of your choice. So this will run through the end of August. And if you are wanting to place an order, you have to email me your order, stampandblondie@gmail.com. This helps me to be able to add your free items to your order. If you order online through the online website, then unfortunately I can't add these items to your order, and you'll have to do a whole separate order for those items. So it's easier to just have one big order that I can add your free items to, and it'll all get shipped to you at the same time. So Fun in the Sun promotion just through myself through the end of August. Any orders of $30 and up will receive free items during this promotion. So if you would like to place an order, stampandblondie@gmail.com, and I will gather everything for you and get that order placed for you. All right, I also have copies of the new mini catalog. This is the September through December mini catalog. It runs starting September 6th, and I currently have copies. If you are not working with a demonstrator, or you have not placed an order with me in the last 6 months or attended a class or an event during that time, then I have a link in the description of this video, and you can request a copy of the catalog for free. If you've placed that order or you've attended an event, you do not have to fill out the link. I will already send you a copy, so you don't have to do anything with that. The mini catalog, I can't show you the inside just yet, but I can show you the front cover and how beautiful it is here, and then the back side as well. So I can't show you the inside until September 6th virtually, but if you are wanting a copy of the catalog, like I said, if you're not working with the current demonstrator and you haven't placed an order with me in the past 6 months or attended a class or an event, then there's a link in the description of this video, and you can request your own free copy. There's some really, really fun stuff in there. Now, speaking of fun stuff, I will be announcing my September, I can't believe it's September, is coming up already, Club Craft and Create tomorrow. So Club Craft and Create for August, September, October, November, we always create holiday projects so that by December you are good to go and you have a stack of holiday cards to be able to send out. So for the month of September, we'll be using the new Berry Cute stamp set and coordinating punch. So this is from that September to December mini catalog. You'll create 8 projects, 4 different designs to each of the designs, and you can add the Berry Cute stamp set and punch to your class kit if you would like. We'll also be using the coordinating designer series paper and some really fun embellishments, all brand new from the mini catalog. Now I'm just going to give you guys a quick little sneak peek of the projects, like just a little quick peek. Here you go. Quick peek, and that's the projects. So the sneak peek will be out, and how to register for that will be coming out tomorrow. The Berry Cute stamp set is a photopolymer stamp set, meaning completely see-through and clear, and we'll be creating more holiday cards. So a fun class, Club Craft and Create, includes designer series paper, embellishments, ribbon, and project pieces to create 8 projects to each of those different designs. So keep an eye out for that. I don't think I have any space available in my Tucson class. Unfortunately, it is full right now, but the virtual event is wide open. We craft together via Zoom, and it is live, so you can follow along with me. It's also recorded, so you can go back and watch that video anytime to be able to create those very fun projects. All right, let's jump in to, let me find the page that we are going to be working on today. We are going to create some fun space-themed projects with the Reach for the Stars bundle. Let me get it. Here it is. This is a whole spread in our catalog. We have the, It's called the Stargazing Suite, but it is the Reach for the Stars bundle is what it's called, Reach for the Stars bundle, and the Stargazing Designer Series paper. So here is what that looks like, Reach for the Stars. This is a cling mount stamp set, which means it's traditional red rubber, and it has 8 different stamps in it. Various images and sentiments, which if you follow me, you know I love images and sentiments together. Very good for creating some out of this world projects, and I'm very excited to create these here for you. It also has coordinating dies to go with it. Now, one of the things that drew me into these dies, obviously to cut out coordinating products from the stamp set, but then there's also circle dies. So all of these fit onto the Designer Series paper. I'll show you what that looks like here. Grab it. There we go. So this is the Stargazing Designer Series paper. Very fun, bright colors. We have Lemon Lime Twist, Tahitian Tide, some Berry Burst, and then the back side is this galaxy look. A different galaxy pattern here. Backside, some bright pumpkin pie. This is more of a purple galaxy design, and we have some blueberry bushel is what color this is for the backside. We have a blue and purple galaxy with a Berry Burst background. Some pumpkin pie and crushed curry planets. This is another galaxy design. And then this big Berry Burst kind of star galaxy system with a very bright lemon lime twist on the opposite side. So we're going to create 3 projects with this and the coordinating holographic paper. So the Designer Series paper is here on page 87. Holographic paper is right next to it. It is called the Holographic Trio paper. It is 12 by 12, but I have some pieces cut down to 6 by 6. But you can see, especially in this light here, some very fun holographic paper, and we're going to use that on our 3 projects here today. Now, before we get started on those, don't forget about Prize Patrol. So each week I do something called Prize Patrol, where all you have to do is share this video, comment that you shared, and then you'll be entered into Prize Patrol. It's very simple. You just want to make sure that you comment that you shared, because sometimes your Facebook privacy security settings don't always let me know that you specifically have shared. It'll just tell me the number of people that shared. So you want to make sure you comment that you shared. Now, last week was something that I use on just about every single card that I have. It is Stampin' Dimensionals, very fun. And our winner is Sandra Wonder. So congratulations, Sandra. You are this week's Prize Patrol winner, and you get a free package of Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going to see you tomorrow so I can give you those in person. So congratulations to Sandra. Now, this week's Prize Patrol is from our annual catalog. This is the Just My Type stamp set. This is fun, again, a mixture of sentiments and images together to be able to create some fun typewriter set images. As a hint, this will be my September class to go, or August, September class to go. So if you are interested in possibly winning this month's themed stamp set, all you have to do is share the video and comment that you shared. Easy peasy, that's it. Super, super simple. All right, don't forget on my website each Monday, stampinblondie.com, I have the free project PDF tutorial for this week's projects. It has all of the item numbers, prices, dimensions of the 3 projects that we'll be creating. So here is the back side of that as well. It also talks about some of my promotions on here. If you are interested, each week I offer these projects as a class to go. So you can get all 3 class kit supplies to create the projects for this week. You just have to place an order on my website, stampinblondie.com. There's a link right below here. Use that host code and I will send you the class kit for free as well. And if you place an order of $50 or more, I'll send you a half package of holographic paper too. So very fun, bright project with our holographic paper. So the 3 projects we're gonna work on today. Here is one card. I love this little, they're kind of punny sentiments like your stellar, greetings friend, very fun sentiments to go along with the spaceman. So we're gonna do a Z fold. Oh, I should probably get it in view so you can see. A Z fold card here for our first project. We have a holographic planet here with our greetings friend card. And then this one is my favorite we're gonna work on. This is our Your Stellar Space Shuttle. And I'm gonna show you how to do stamping on holographic paper. It's just a little bit different than normal, regular designer series paper. So let's go ahead and get started. Our first project we're gonna work on is our pumpkin pie project. This is Z-fold one here. So we have a piece of, let me grab all of our pieces out of our class kit. We have a piece of pumpkin pie cardstock. Now this is scored at it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we're gonna take our bone folder and crisp up that line. So right there, so you just have your normal folded card. Now what I've done is I have done an additional score right down the middle here. So this is 4 1/4. This is gonna be at 2 1/8. So at 2 1/8, you're just gonna do an additional score line and then you're gonna fold that back and you're gonna have that Z fold card here. So that's how you just create that. And this will still fit in a regular size envelope. Depending on how many embellishments you add to it, you may need to add a little bit extra postage, but the way I'll be creating this project here today, you don't need any additional postage on this. So just if you added some ribbon or some bigger embellishments, then you'll need that. We have a piece of basic white cardstock, a little piece of that holographic paper, and then 2 pieces of designer series paper. I've also pre-cut a piece of crushed curry cardstock. This is from the Stylish Shapes dies, and we'll use that for our sentiment. So the first thing we're gonna do is with our basic white piece, we're gonna stamp our moon man, our astronaut here. So we've got our clear block E for this one and pumpkin pie ink. Now because this is a little bit of a bigger stamp, oh, it's got some fuzz on it, get that out of there, paper. Because this is a bigger stamp, I like to take my ink pad and ink it upside down, just so I can see that I've gotten every bit covered in ink. And then we're gonna stamp him off to, and bring it a little closer just so I can see, off on the right hand side of our cardstock. There we go. Close up our pumpkin pie. Now there's also 2 of these little stars on either side of him, and we're gonna stamp those in Berry Burst. So I'm pulling these colors from our designer series paper. So we have our crushed curry, our berry burst, and our pumpkin pie. So that's how I'm using these colors to create my stamped images. Normally these are colors I wouldn't tend to mix too much. Berry burst and pumpkin pie are very bright, but they're kind of opposite from each other. But with this designer series paper, it really just kind of ties everything together. All right, put that off to the side, and we're gonna add this to the inside. See, I just used a scratch piece of basic white and it worked. We're just gonna add this to the inside of our pumpkin pie. Come on, catch. There we go, our pumpkin pie cardstock. Sometimes you have to wait for the roll of adhesive to catch onto your paper. And there we go. So we have that little extra starburst there is kind of hidden under our fold. Now our 2 pieces of designer series paper, these are actually the other side of each other. So you can maximize your designer series paper by swapping out the designs front and back and save yourself from having to cut 2 different types of paper. So one will go right here on the front, and then the other will go on the inside. And right on the inside here, so that when you fold it, you don't see that extra bit of Galaxy paper there. And then when you add your designer series paper, you can see it doesn't want to like lay flat. So then I just take my bone folder one more time and just kind of run it along the edges to really crisp up those lines and hold it down just a little bit more. It's always going to want to have that Z pattern to it, and when you put it in the envelope, it'll help keep it down. But just when you add that extra paper, it gets like a little more springy to it. We're going to take our piece of crushed curry and our sentiment that says "You're Stellar," and we're going to use Tuxedo Black Memento ink on this. And we're going to stamp it right on the middle there. And because we don't want to glue our card shut, it's going to hang off the edge of our little flap here. So you only want to add adhesive to the back of the left side of our piece here. And we can use our seal. And that'll go right here above our Moon Man. Now we're going to do a little bit of die cutting. So we have these down here at the corner. We have some holographic stars down there. And the best part is that this fits in our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So you don't even have to get out the big machine to die cut. And I have a spare piece of holographic paper. So we're going to take our plates and our dies. So we're going to use these. There's 4 little starbursts on this one. This one just has 3. So we're going to die cut with this. Now it will die cut the stars out individually, even though it's one die. It'll die cut the stars to be separate. So we're just going to run this through the machine here. And see, it kind of stuck all the little pieces to my plate, but that we're going to use that to our advantage. So I have them all stuck on there, and we're going to take your pick tool. Let me get my glue ready. May have to get the little glue boogies off. Let's see. Gotta stick it with a pin. Sometimes the glue gets stuck in the, because I store my bottle of glue upside down, it gets stuck in the bottle. There we go. That'll work. So we have our little stars, and we're going to take one off at a time with our take your pick tool, the spatula end. And we're just going to dab a little teeny amount of glue, and that'll go right there. I'm going to take the next big star, pick that up, a little dab of glue. Like, you don't even have to squeeze the bottle. You can just tap it onto the paper, and it'll get plenty of glue. You don't want too much or it'll ooze all over. And you just kind of move it around where you want it. Now these little ones are just a little bit more tricky. So you could use take your pick tool with the putty end, but I find holding these a little better for me. And then I can just move them around with my fingers to get them where I want them. Okay, and our last one. Just tap, like, don't even squeeze the glue bottle, just tap it right on there. And then you can kind of use your pick tool to move it where you want it and just push a little. And there is our first card today with the reach for the stars bundle. So you have a little bit of holographic shine on there and your designer series paper on the inside with our pumpkin pie moon man. Just sneeze. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry for that. All right, so there's our first project today with our little astronaut guy. He's very fun. I love this. I love the brightness of this paper, and of course holographic paper is so fun. So that's our first project. All right, moving on. Our second one features this holographic planet. So we have like Jupiter with some holographic rings on there. Now we are gonna use Starry Sky cardstock for our card base. And we've got a piece of that Starry Sky. So this is 4 1/4 by 11, and we're gonna use our bone folder to crisp up our line. Now our designer series paper takes up the whole front of the card, so you can't even tell that the card is Starry Sky until you open it up. I like that it covers the whole front because space goes on and on and on. So it just goes right up to the edge of that. Now, because I am using this and it's gonna go right to the edge, depending on where I cut my paper, this is the same paper, but because it has that berry burst and blueberry bushel kind of coloring, it's gonna look different. The background will look different no matter where you cut the paper. And because I have my whole paper as my backdrop, I am gonna use liquid glue to adhere this down. This helps that if I don't get it right in the exact spot of my card base, I have a few seconds to kind of move it around and get it perfectly lined up with where I want it. I don't have that option with Stampin' Seal. With Stampin' Seal, it just glues it right down wherever you have it land. So with liquid glue, I have a little bit to kind of move my paper right where I want it. So we have a full patterned background piece for our card base. All right, we have our basic white cardstock. We're gonna stamp our moon man in, and I'm gonna clean him off first, just using my Stampin' Scrub, my Stampin' Mist. So one side of the Stampin' Scrub you spray the mist onto so it's wet, the other side is dry. It helps you to be able to use your stamps and clean them off right away. You always want to clean off your stamps right away, no matter what type of ink you are using. So we're gonna stamp that in Tuxedo Black Memento, and just like I mentioned, because he's a little bigger image, I'm going to ink it up upside down so I can make sure every bit of it is covered. And then we're gonna flip and stamp. Make sure I push down really, really well because it's black, and I wanna make sure it's all covered. Perfect. Okay, we're also gonna stamp our sentiment. This says greetings friend, and we're gonna stamp that in Orchid Oasis. Yes, Orchid Oasis. I didn't want to use Starry Sky to match the cardstock because Starry Sky is a little dark. It's almost like Night of Navy. So I want my color of my sentiment to pop against the background, and I didn't want it to be too dark to almost look like it's like Night of Navy blackish color. So Orchid Oasis, it's still got that kind of purpley hue to it, but it's not super dark, so it still has that coloring to it like the others. All right, I have to continue recording. There we go. For some reason, I got an error message. I don't know what happened. I'm still recording, so this is still recording. I'm not sure what's going on. Let's see if I can refresh my Facebook here. Don't know what's going on. Okay, looks like I may be good. If you hit refresh, you should be good, maybe. I'm not exactly sure. I am still recording this though. Gotta love technology. nobody else is home, so who knows what the deal is. Let's see if I can refresh on here. Don't know what is going on. I got a pop-up, but it says I'm still recording on my iPad, so I don't know what's going on. I'll still continue the projects though. All right, we're gonna die cut our Moon Man, and then we are going to do this here. Let's see if I should stop, or it still says I'm recording, so I'm just gonna keep going and then we can just upload it. I don't know why. I don't know why. Gotta love technology. I'm not sure why it just stopped. I don't understand. Okay, well, looks like it just randomly stopped. We're gonna keep going. So our Moon Man, we're going to die cut. We have our dies right here, and we're going to line that up, and we're gonna die cut, and I'm gonna add some pieces of washi tape. Now this is to hold the guy down. When you run it through the machine, you want to make sure that your washi tape holds him into place, or it will just kind of move all over. I don't know. Gosh, what happened to my recording? Ooh, that's frustrating. Well, we're gonna keep going because it says it's recording, so I don't know. I don't know. All right, we've got our guy here that's die cut. And even with washi tape, you want to slowly peel that off because it can rip your paper. So slowly lift, and then you have your die cut Moon Man. We're also going to die cut the rings on Jupiter as well as our planet. So I just quickly cut this out of the designer series paper, and those circle dies, these are all individual dies, it's going to fit right over that planet so that we can just die cut that whole thing out. So we're gonna put our washi tape over this to hold that into place, and then our rings here, let's see, we may have to do two different, yeah, we'll die cut separate. So we're gonna run this through the machine. Okay, and then here we go. So we have our planet is die cut, and then we're going to take our rings and we're gonna die cut our holographic paper. So we have our holographic paper now, and we're gonna run that through the machine. And so get rid of that. So now we have our rings, our Jupiter rings, our planet, and then our Moon Man, all die cut. So we will put this together. Now I found the best way to adhere your planet with your rings is to thread the planet through the rings here, and then you're gonna flip it over when you have it right where you want it, and then just take some Scotch tape and hold it right into place there. So there's that and that. There we go. So then you have your rings here. Get our die cut machine out of the way. And we're gonna adhere this down to our card, and I'm gonna use some liquid glue because we have to get the rings here and the planet, and that'll go in the background. Our Moon Man's gonna go on top here. And then right on top of that is our sentiment, and we're gonna add this with glue dot or Stampin' Dimensionals. So we've got our 2 here with Stampin' Dimensionals, and that'll go right on top here. So there we go. We have our second project today, featuring the Reach for the Stars bundle with that holographic paper in the background. Like I said, each designer series paper cut is gonna look different depending on where you cut it. So this one has more of a berry burst background. This one has more of that blueberry bushel, but still very fun background no matter what piece of the designer series paper you cut. So very fun for our pattern paper here for our second project. All right, our last one here today, I said this was my favorite, and I'm going to show you how to stamp directly onto that holographic paper. So I have a piece of basic white cardstock that I have pre-die cut or pre-embossed with, this is the Basics 3D embossing folder. You can see how that is a very fun embossing folder. That is from our online exclusives. So it is not found in our catalog. It is online, and it comes with 3 embossing folders. So it's got dots, some crosses, and then these stars too. And we're just gonna adhere this down to our card base. And this has our liquid glue because you want to get into the creases and crevices of that basic white cardstock to adhere that down. All right, I've also pre-die cut with the Stylish Shapes dies. This is the largest Stylish Shapes dies. Here's the back of that paper that we used from our first project. And then it has the little stitching around the edges so you can see that. This is gonna go right in the middle of the paper, and it'll be kind of like our big planet right there. I've also kind of cut out here little 3 of the planets, and we're just gonna trim these up. This is the designer series paper, a great way to be able to get these patterns here, and you don't even have to stamp and color them all in. You can die cut them with the coordinating circle dies that are in this die bundle. Just for ease of time though, I'd have to do a couple of passes through the machine. It's just easier to hand cut these out for this one. But if you have the dies, you can easily line these all up and die cut the circles out. But you can see hand cutting is just as easy as well. So around the berry burst here, there we go. And then our last planet, the Saturn ringed one. This is a little more difficult to cut out. Still very easy though, because it's all rounded edges. But just because you have the addition of the rings, it's a little more difficult. This one does not have a die to coordinate with it. So you would have to die cut or hand cut this one out if you wanted to use this one, but you can still see rounded edges, very easy to fussy cut this out. So there. And we're gonna adhere these to our card first. So we've got our Earth looking planet here. It's gonna go down first, then our Jupiter. And that's gonna get angled right there. And then our little purple planet, Berry Burst, this will go right there. So we have our 3 planets on here. I have a piece of Tahitian Tide cardstock, and we're gonna stamp our sentiment using Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and it says "Your Stellar," and we're gonna stamp that right on that little piece there. And for the edges of that, we're just gonna take the sides and cut them at an angle. There we go. And we'll put that off to the side. All right, so stamping on holographic paper. Because holographic paper is non-porous, it is very slick. You cannot stamp on it with Tuxedo Black Memento ink. It will just like slick right off your paper. It will never ever dry. So you want to use a different kind of black ink when you stamp with this. So this is StazOn ink. If you've never used StazOn, it is a solvent ink pad. It is different than our Tuxedo Black, which our Tuxedo Black is, let's see, what kind of ink is this? This is a water-based ink, where your StazOn is a solvent ink, meaning you can really stamp on anything. Glass, wood, metal, and in the name StazOn, it really stays on everything. So you do not want to use StazOn as your traditional black ink pad. This is more for those special projects, those special kind of papers that you just can't really stamp on with our Tuxedo Black. So StazOn with our holographic is going to be the best. As a tip, when you use StazOn ink, you don't want to use these on photopolymer stamps. After a while, it can break down the formula of the photopolymer and it can destroy your stamp. So only traditional red rubber cling mount stamp sets is what you want to use StazOn with. You also want to use special cleaner with StazOn. So we sell StazOn all-purpose cleaner. So this is for cleaning off your stamps, and you want to clean your stamps off as soon as you are done stamping. StazOn will stain your stamps if you do not, so you just want to make sure everything is cleared off, and I'll show you how to clean that after we're done here. So StazOn ink kind of has I say an almond scent to it. I don't condone sniffing your stamp supplies, but this has a distinct smell to it, and then it also has this little like plastic cover on it. So you just want to put that off to the side. And same thing with our big, I'm going to move this just a second, our big Moon Man. You want to, because this is a bigger image, I have it upside down, and I'm just going to ink it up like a normal stamp. I just want to make sure it's like super black and really covered. And then we're just going to stamp right onto, I'm going to bring it closer so I can see, but I'm going to stamp it here, right in the middle of that holographic paper. So right there. And there is our shuttle. Now I want to put this off to the side just for a few seconds, and while that's kind of drying, I can clean off my stamp. So I want to put the plastic cover back onto my ink pad. You don't want to throw that away. You always want to keep that on there. Make sure the lid is on very tightly. And I'm just going to take my StazOn cleaner and rub it on my stamp. So clean it all off. You definitely want to make sure you use this kind of cleaner. Baby wipes will not work. Our Stampin' Mist will not work. StazOn ink, StazOn cleaner. And you can use still the Stampin' Scrub. That's how I clean mine off. So on the wet side, I'm gonna rub my shuttle here. Make sure it's all cleaned off really, really well. And then dry it off. Get all that cleaner off, all the ink off, and then you have a stamp. That's all cleaned and ready to go for your next project. So make sure you always clean off your stamps, especially when you're using StazOn. It is very important to be able to get that all off. All right, I'm just gonna blow on this a little bit to get that on there. All right, our dies. So we're gonna die cut this out, and I'm gonna use my washi tape to hold my die into place when I run it through a machine. I definitely, because I went through that whole process of stamping onto my holographic paper, I wanna make sure that this doesn't move when I run it through the machine. And bring our machine in with our plates. we're gonna run this through here, our die machine. Okay. Right, die. And then you just want to carefully pull off that washi tape. Even though holographic paper is thicker than your normal, you still don't want to rip the paper at all. And there is our holographic shuttle. So definitely want to make sure that you stamp using Versamark onto holographic paper. All right, on the back of that, we're gonna add Stampin' Dimensionals. So one up here, and then one on each wing. And that'll go off to the right side. And then our sentiment piece, Your Stellar, because we already have our shuttle popped up, I only want to add a dimensional on the back of one side here. So we're going to use one of these strips on that side, and then the other side is just going to be some liquid glue. And add that right here, and make sure it's straight. There we go. And there is our last project today, featuring the Reach for the Stars stamp set, bundle, holographic paper, and coordinating Stargazing Designer Series paper. Like I mentioned earlier, this is my favorite. Look at that shine. I love holographic paper. I love the rainbows. Very pretty. So I hope you guys enjoy this project as well. All right, let me bring in our 3 projects that we worked on here today, and you can let me know which one is your favorite. We have our holographic space shuttle, our holographic spaceman, and then our pumpkin pie spaceman right here at the bottom. So let me know which one is your favorite here today. All right, well, thank you everybody for joining me for another week of Makers Monday. I apologize for all the technical issues, but it's recorded and it'll be uploaded. I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I will see you next time. Bye!